What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to jump on and talk about two things that I've been hearing from family and friends or people that are just getting into the space and asking questions or making comments, and some of them are perhaps sad. For example, one of my friends said, my portfolio is already down 50%. And I feel you. Um, I've been there. I know what it's like to buy at the top, but that is what happens when you buy at the top. When you buy on the hype, when your friends and everybody around you that's in the crypto sphere that got you sucked into the crypto sphere, they got you by talking about all the gains, by talking about how much money they're making on these coins that are just going crazy. And those are the coins that you don't want to buy. You don't want to buy them when they are going crazy, because you are potentially going to be holding the bags by being the person that buys at the top, and then you have to wait a very long time for that coin to recover or to continue going up. I'm not saying that these coins have reached their all-time high, but if you've bought into something like Verge or Tron or Cardano or even Ripple, some of those projects I think will continue to grow, but it might take a while, especially if some of the bigger coins start to take up all the money. A lot of the people are going to be taking their profits. A lot of the people that have encouraged you to get into the sphere, that encouraged you to buy Tron, that encouraged you to buy Verge or jump on this crazy rocket ship, those are the people that are jumping off of the rocket ship at the moment and taking their profits with them, leaving you holding the bags and holding losses at the moment. But I just want to give you some encouragement and know that everybody has done it. I have done it. I will do it again. I am sure of it. It's hard not to jump on that train and feel like you're missing out on what could be the next Ethereum, what could be the next Bitcoin, what could be the next whatever. But when things are going crazy like that, you have to try to teach yourself to not buy into the hype, to not be one of the people that buy at the top. And it takes time and it takes patience and it takes discipline to not do that. But you actually have to be looking for things that nobody is talking about. That's what separates the winners from the losers. You have to, instead of looking at the biggest winners of the day on Binance or whatever exchange you're on, or on CoinMarketCap, hit that button again so you flip flip the chart so you see what the biggest losers of the day are. And if you've done research on coins and you've put a lot of time into thinking about what these projects are attempting to do, and the ones that you feel have long-term potential that are down quite a bit that nobody's talking about, obviously look into the news and why they're down. But if you can't find a good reason, like some major malfunction or some major drama with the team or with the project itself, it might be a good time to pick up some of those coins and start accumulating some of those coins and hold them for a month when they start to rise again, or shorter or longer. The important thing is to really believe in those coins, and another video coming out about that in the near future, about how to find those coins and then really start to accumulate them so you don't stress out about these ups and downs in this market. And going along with that, I've seen a lot of people asking questions on Facebook saying, what coin should I buy? And it really reminds me of when people are bored on a Friday night and asking for Netflix recommendations. It seems exactly the same thing. You see, they ask the question, then everybody wants to voice their opinion about their favorite show and why that show is better or whatever. They're just shilling their show because they want everybody to enjoy the show as well, because they love the show and they want to be the person that tells you about that show, so that, I don't know, it's like finding a new band and telling everybody about it. But that's not necessarily the way to go in crypto. If you are asking for recommendations, that's great, but you got to realize that you're gambling, and people are going to be shilling their coins that they're already invested in because they want to see them go higher. It makes a ton of sense, but also there's somewhat of an echo chamber in this this whole sphere, where you invest in something and then you seek out information to confirm that you made the right decision. And you're not necessarily, when you're doing that, that's great because you want to feel good about the investments that you're making, but you got to look at it critically and look at the positives as well as the negatives about any investment that you're about to make. But if you are making investments solely on the recommendations of other people that have been in the sphere for a while, or that have that you just want recommendations, you don't want to put in the time to do the research, just realize that you're gambling. And that's totally fine. But you just got to realize that that's solely what you're doing is gambling. And especially if you are buying when a coin is going way up, as I said before, um, it's it might not be a great bet because you are buying when the news has already happened. You're kind of missing the boat and jumping on anyway, as it's kind of burning down for the moment. And also, you're gambling against the house. Um, the whole thesis of this channel is that you suck at Bitcoin. I suck at Bitcoin, but you really suck at Bitcoin if you're not willing to put in the time and effort to try to make the most out of it, to make the most out of this financial revolution. And there are sharks out there who have made money off of people like you and me, off of people with much less money, and they take all of our money by shaking up the market because they have the ability to manipulate the markets, and they are sharp. They have been doing this for a long time. They know how markets work, and they know how to toy with our emotions, with our FUD, and with our FOMO. So keep that in mind that not only are you gambling, but you are gambling against a bunch of sharks and whales and all kinds of other sea creatures that just have a knack for taking your money. That's why they're here, and they're going to continue to do that. 90% of people lose money by day trading, by even swing trading. So just be very, very careful when you place those bets, because that's essentially what you're doing. Again, so many of my friends have been coming up to me and they've placed their first transfer into Coinbase to get their first Bitcoin. And congratulations, that should be a very exciting time. But I can literally see the FOMO on their faces as they are talking about what coins they're going to buy as soon as their transfer goes through, what altcoin they're going to invest in, and they don't even think about holding the Bitcoin, just starting with a cost averaging method. No, they're just going to dump it all into a specific coin. Typically, the ones that I'm hearing are the ones that have been going parabolic. And I just want to say, be careful. Just be careful. These things are going crazy, and you don't want to buy at the top. And also, it might be a good idea to diversify a little bit or wait until a dip. And I totally understand like the FOMO, but some of the plans that I've heard are I'm just going to buy this coin that's going crazy right now, and I'm going to sit on it for 2 years. And good luck. Because I know that if you have this FOMO going into it, I've been there before too. It's really hard to not check your portfolio every second, especially when you're first into it. And whenever you make that first buy of an altcoin and you see it go down 10% in the first like 10 minutes that you've invested, it's really hard to not make a decision to try to get out of that and to try to do something else to first of all recover those losses, or second of all try to chase other gains. It's so hard to do. And that's why it's really important to have a plan, to have coins that you truly believe in. So if you are in that situation where you're waiting for your Coinbase transfer to go through, or you're waiting for whatever, maybe instead of just kind of going crazy and just seeing all the gains that other people are getting, again, do the research and find things that nobody is talking about, and it's less sexy and you don't get those immediate returns, but hopefully you're in this for the long term, and you want to make sure that your first investments are in solid things. I would suggest bigger market cap coins, old faithfuls, and not these sexier smaller coins that aren't proven yet, that don't have a product yet, that don't have anything going on except for pure speculation. Because not only is it I believe a smarter investment to invest in the tried and true coins, but it will drive you a little bit less crazy. Bitcoin is still very volatile, and the bigger ones are very volatile as well. But again, these smaller coins go crazy in one direction or the other. And if you haven't been in this sphere for a while, it's a gut churning kind of roller coaster to ride. So just some thoughts to think about. Realize that if you are asking for recommendations like that and not putting in the time and research, that you are gambling. You might as well go to a casino and put it on red or black. And just also know, hang in there if you have bought at the top and lost a little bit of money, or a lot of money, or half of your money or more. Try not to make that mistake again. That's all it is. Or don't necessarily sell at the bottom. It's not a loss until you've actually sold it. And you might have to sit on those bags for a little while, but just put in the research and figure out what you want to do next, and don't get too discouraged, because there is a lot of ways to go in this crazy crypto sphere. So just hang in there, and just always remember that you suck at Bitcoin. So do I, but that doesn't mean that we can't make a ton of money together. All right, hang in there, everybody. Bye.